It rained solid diamonds on 2 planets in our own solar system. A Roman emperor gave his horse a marble bedroom and servants. And one man declared himself Emperor of America, and a whole city just played along. 6 true stories that sound completely made up. But every single one. It rains diamonds on Neptune and Uranus. It rains solid diamonds on Neptune and Uranus. Not a metaphor, actual diamonds, forming and falling like rain deep inside these 2 giant planets. Both planets are packed with a gas called methane. Methane is built from carbon and hydrogen, and carbon is the very same stuff that diamonds are made of. As you sink deeper, the pressure becomes crushing, millions of times stronger than the air here on Earth. And it gets thousands of degrees hot. That insane pressure squeezes the methane so hard it snaps apart. The loose carbon gets crushed together, and it crystallizes into tiny, glittering diamonds. Then those diamonds sink. They drift slowly down through thousands of miles of thick, gooey liquid, falling toward the planet's core like a sparkling snowfall. And scientists didn't just guess this. In a lab, they fired a powerful laser at ordinary plastic and watched real diamonds form in an instant. Space is stranger than we ever imagined. Number 2. A Roman emperor made his horse a VIP. A Roman emperor loved his horse so much, he gave it a marble stall, a jeweled collar, and 18 servants. The horse's name was Incitatus. The emperor was Caligula, who ruled Rome almost 2,000 years ago. And he treated this one racehorse better than he treated most people. Incitatus slept in a stable made of marble, ate from a manger carved out of ivory, and wore soft blankets of royal purple studded with gems. It supposedly munched oats sprinkled with flakes of real gold. And the emperor even threw fancy dinner parties in the horse's honor, inviting important guests to dine right alongside it. The wildest rumor of all? That Caligula planned to make his horse a consul, one of the highest, most powerful jobs in the entire Roman government. But here's the twist. Historians think it never actually happened. Caligula may have been mocking his own leaders, as if to say, my horse could do your jobs better than you can. Number 3. A hummingbird's heart beats 1,200 times a minute. A hummingbird's heart can beat over 1,000 times a minute. That's around 20 beats every single second. Put your hand on your chest. Your heart beats maybe 60 to 80 times a minute. A flying hummingbird's heart can race all the way up to 1,200. It has to beat that fast. Those tiny wings flap up to 50 times a second, so quick they blur into a soft hum. That's exactly where the name comes from. All that flapping burns a huge amount of energy. So a hummingbird has to eat almost constantly, visiting hundreds of flowers every single day just to stay alive. If a human tried to match its energy use, you'd need to eat around 300 burgers a day. Their little engines really do run that hot. So at night, to survive, they flip a switch. They drop into a deep, chilly sleep called torpor, and that racing heart slows down to as few as 50 beats a minute. Number 4. The man who declared himself Emperor of America. In 1859, a man walked into a newspaper office and declared himself Emperor of the United States. And the whole city of San Francisco just went along with it. His name was Joshua Norton. He had been a wealthy businessman until one risky deal went wrong and wiped out his entire fortune overnight. He vanished from public life for a while. Then he reappeared, calling himself Norton I, Emperor of these United States, and later, Protector of Mexico too. He wore a fancy blue uniform with big gold shoulder pieces and a tall feathered hat. He strolled the streets inspecting the city as if he genuinely ruled it. And people absolutely loved him. Restaurants fed him for free. Theaters saved him the best seat. He even printed his own money, and local shops actually accepted it. When Emperor Norton died in 1880, thousands of people lined the streets for his funeral. A penniless man who crowned himself and somehow won an entire city's heart. Number 5. A sloth holds its breath longer than a dolphin. A sloth can hold its breath for 40 minutes. That's longer than a dolphin, and dolphins practically live in the water. It sounds completely backwards. Sloths are famous for being slow and sleepy, hanging upside down in the trees of Central and South America. But sloths are secretly excellent swimmers. In water, they can actually move about 3 times faster than they ever crawl along a branch. Their real superpower is control over their own heartbeat. A sloth can slow its heart down to just 1/3 of its normal speed whenever it needs to. A slower heart burns far less oxygen. So the air from one single big breath stretches much, much further than you would ever expect. That lets a sloth calmly cross a wide river to reach food or safety, floating along in no hurry at all, exactly like everything else it does. Number 6. The war over one city where nobody died. 2 American states once raised armies and nearly went to war over a single city. And in the entire so-called war, not one single person died. It was 1835. The city was Toledo, and both Ohio and the young territory of Michigan swore up and down that it belonged to them. The whole problem came from a map. An old, badly drawn map had put the border in the wrong spot, so both sides genuinely believed they owned the same strip of land. Both sides sent armed militias marching toward the border, ready for a big fight. But the two groups kept wandering right past each other in the thick, foggy woods. The only blood spilled in the entire conflict came from a penknife. One man poked another in the leg during a scuffle, and the fellow recovered just fine. In the end, Michigan gave up Toledo. As a consolation prize, it got a wild stretch of northern forest instead, the Upper Peninsula, later found to be packed with copper, iron, and timber. Michigan got the far better deal. 6 stories that sound impossible, but all completely true. Diamonds raining on distant planets, a horse living like royalty, and a broke man who crowned himself emperor. So tell me, which one did you refuse to believe until right now? And what's the wildest true fact you know? Drop it in the comments. If you like this, follow for new science and history videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.